Hi everyone! This video will cover the character Kaling in MapleStory. The showcase for MapleStory Korea's winter update, Savior, revealed that Kaling will be added to Korean MapleStory as an endgame boss in the new area of Shangri-La. Kaling has played a role in a couple of storylines in this game in the past, and so this video will serve as a brief introduction to Kaling and what we know about her so far. This video will only cover Kaling's appearances in the story before Odium. Odium is a level 275 area in Grandis, and Kaling does play a role in this storyline, but as of this video, Odium has not yet been released in Global MapleStory, so as a result, this video will discuss what we know about Kaling before the release of Odium in Global MapleStory and before her release as a boss in Korean MapleStory. This video will contain spoilers from Hoyoung's storyline, Lara's storyline, Yum Yum Island storyline, and the Tower of Karote storyline. There is one major Odium spoiler I would like to include at the end of the video about Kaling, but I will make sure to preface when I am about to say the spoiler for anyone that does not want an Odium spoiler. Also, if it's okay, I will be pronouncing her name as Kaling throughout the video because that's the pronunciation she uses to introduce herself at the beginning of Hoyoung's story.
I'm just short, okay? If you want to work here, you better cut that out. Let's start over. Hi, Hel. I'm Kaling. What can I do for you?
However, the pronunciation Kaling is definitely a lot closer to the Korean pronunciation of her name. Kaling was added to the game as an NPC during the Glory update, the same update which released Hoyoung as the first playable anima class. The showcase for the Glory update in Korea revealed Kaling as an NPC that Hoyoung would interact with throughout his storyline. She was described as an ally to Hoyoung during the showcase, but she was actually revealed to be an antagonist at the very end of Hoyoung's story. Speaking of Hoyoung's storyline, Kaling plays a major role in this storyline by running the Information Bureau at Hoyoung's starting area of Cheongwon, where she hires private investigators, including Hoyoung, to solve cases around the town, including low-risk cases and criminal cases as well. Aside from her charging Hoyoung a lot of mesos as a fee payment,
You could pay a fee to expedite your application. That would come out to be... 100 million mesos?
How am I supposed to have that kind of money when I don't even have a job?
Kaling is generally presented as an ally to Hoyoung throughout his story quests. However, Hoyoung's level 200 story quest at the Temple of Time ends up revealing the major twist.
It's... you?
Investigator. Did I ever tell you I'm a collector? Not of cards or toys or anything like that. No, I collect monsters. There's this one monster I've had my eyes on for ages, but then some dummy had to go and snatch it out from under me.
Let me guess. I'm the dummy. I admit, I have been catching a lot of monsters lately, but if you were after one of those monsters, then... I'm afraid my buddy here already ate it. Sorry.
Jeez, you really are dense.
Excuse me?
You didn't know what you had, or what it was worth when you discovered Taotie. Taotie deserves someone who won't hesitate to unleash its destructive power on this stupid world!
Kaling ends up being a villain, with her showing a major interest in the Four Perils. The Four Perils are presented in MapleStory as four mysterious monsters with outstanding power. Taotie, the red demon that gets absorbed into Hoyoung, is one of the Four Perils, and Kaling tries to take Taotie for herself, attempting to take Hoyoung's life in the process. Kaling's interest in wanting the Four Perils for herself ends up explaining why she started the Information Bureau in the first place. She started the Information Bureau as a means to try and get information on the Four Perils and their whereabouts so that she can capture them and utilize their power for herself. Luckily, Hoyoung ends up getting saved by his master Taiyu before Kaling can steal Taotie.
Suit yourself. Ultimate Sage Skill, 36th Stratagem!
Oh no.
Oh yeah! Run away!
Get back here, you cowards! Ugh, why'd you have to go and make this so difficult?
One interesting note is that in the preview for Kaling's boss fight in the Savior Showcase, it shows that Kaling will be accompanied by 3 of the 4 perils. The reason that she only has 3 perils by her side and not 4 is because the 4th peril, Taotie, is still absorbed into Hoyoung. After her failure to capture Taotie at the Temple of Time, it's implied that Kaling may have just gave up on trying to capture Taotie due to his growing affiliation towards Hoyoung. Kaling's next appearance was in Lara's storyline, specifically during her 4th job advancement quest. Lara investigates some details at the art studio in her starting area of Narin, and Kaling shows up. Kaling wants to take Lara's bell and the power it holds for herself, and she ends up capturing Lara with a shadowy claw in order to take it. This shadowy claw that Kaling utilizes seems to be her signature attack style, as we see her utilize shadowy claws in Hoyoung's story and the Yum Yum Island story as well. Luckily, Lara ends up freeing herself from Kaling through her connection with the bell and the land spirits, after of which Kaling ends up fleeing. One interesting reveal in this quest is that it's revealed that Kaling isn't actually an anima. Despite her having anima ears, Lara's friend Gree says that he can't sense Kaling as an anima, which ends up adding more mystery to who Kaling really is. Kaling's next appearance was in Yum Yum Island, where she ends up being responsible for the creation of all of the monsters and NPCs of Yum Yum Island. Kaling created many different combinations of animal and monster at Yum Yum Island as a sort of experiment, but she ended up viewing all of the monsters she created as failures, and she ended up abandoning her creations. She appears at the very end of the story, interested in one of the monsters, only to be disappointed that the monster hatched early and was defeated. This was the Afrian-type monster that the player defeats at the end of the Yum Yum Island story. It is currently unknown why Kaling conducted this monster creation experiment at Yum Yum Island in the first place. Kaling's last mention in the story was during the Tower of Karote storyline. The Chief Knights of Cygnus debrief various anomalies that they were tasked with investigating, with Chief Knight Oz being responsible for gathering information on who created the Yum Yum Island monsters. Oz reveals that she pinpointed the events of Yum Yum Island to Kaling, who is perceived to be an anima at first view but is actually a complete mystery. An interesting note that Oz mentions is that she's unsure whether Kaling is working for Jaren Darmour or if she is part of a separate third party entirely. Here is the Odium spoiler for anyone that is interested. I will leave a timestamp on the screen for anyone that would like to avoid this Odium spoiler. Odium ends up confirming Kaling's affiliations. It's revealed that she works for Jaren Darmour as one of his apostles. There was a strong hint at the end of Hoyoung's story about Kaling potentially being an apostle, as her entrance at the Temple of Time is accompanied by the signature apostle music. So yes, the Odium storyline confirms that Kaling is an apostle of Jaren Darmour. This will make Kaling's boss fight the very first apostle boss fight in the game. While Odium confirms that Kaling is working for Jaren Darmour, it's interesting to note the possibility that Kaling might have actually been a completely separate third-party threat that the Alliance had to deal with. So yes, this is Kaling and what we know about her in the story so far, with more details about her lore being revealed in Odium and very likely in Shangri-La as well. Thank you very much for watching this video, I truly appreciate it. Bye bye!